How's it going, everyone? It is Dark Ops here. I'm currently not at my home setup, so I do apologize for the audio of this video is not being recorded at my home setup, so it might sound a little bit weird. I will be returning home shortly, and I will be recording with normal audio, so today's video is going to be an exception because I'd like to get something out before I do return, and I don't want to make you guys wait 2 weeks just for another video when I already have another project that's going to take another 2 weeks to even get out. So let's get this video started talking about the man of the hour, Leon S. Kennedy. Now, there's a lot of talk about what's going to happen with him in this next installment, especially considering the infection that he apparently has regarding around his neck. So this is something that's really been a point of contention with a lot of people, and there's many I've even seen that actually suggest he's going to die. There are actually doomers out there who believe that Capcom is going to kill off Leon Kennedy. And truthfully, if you couldn't tell already, I find these claims to be absolutely bogus, and I'm going to be talking about why in today's video. Now, of course, this is before the game even releases, so there is the slimmer of a chance that this actually could happen, that Leon does die, in which case I will gladly eat my words, and I will see Capcom crash and burn, because that is the main reason they won't kill him in the first place. We have seen Leon since almost the beginning of the series, not the beginning. There are some who get that confused. We have seen him since Resident Evil 2, so we have seen him pretty much for most of the franchise. So to kill him off in this game would, one, have to be pulled off very well, and you would also have to set it up as his own solo game. I do not believe that if they wanted to kill him off that they would give him a partner like Grace. I truly believe that if it was going to be Leon only, then there would be some more cause for concern, as if it would be his last outing. It would be touted as his final game. At least that's one way to look at it. Another way you could look at it is that he sacrificed himself for Grace and redeems himself for letting people die in Raccoon City, if that's what the angle they want to play regarding his trauma still lingering with Raccoon City and his failure, even though he didn't fail. But you get the point. They would likely set it up as something of a redeeming factor for him if he dies, and I don't see this playing out either. And really, this perspective is just a what if. I'm not really saying that's an angle they would go. But if they were to, with Grace as his partner, I could see that as a potential factor in his demise being a sacrifice. But this wouldn't make as much sense in my opinion. If you're going to do that with Grace, a new character we're just being introduced to and might be in future games, to associate his death with her would not only damage her character for the rest of time in the community, but it would also not make as much sense when we already saw this happen with him trying to save Ada. And on top of that, it also wouldn't even make sense unless he was doing it for someone he knew for a long period of time. For him to sacrifice and die in a game just for Grace, who I am looking forward to, I'll admit, I think she looks like a really great character. But for him to die for her in the first game she's going to be in, that is practically asking for people to hate her. And truthfully, I wouldn't blame them if he's going to just die for her to end up pretty much nowhere for future games if we're never going to see her again. I wouldn't blame people for getting angry about that. And I think Capcom hopefully has seen this and won't do the sacrifice play for a character who's just being introduced. That's practically setting them up for failure. This happens a lot with games who are going to get rid of old characters to make room for new characters, Mortal Kombat. But when that happens, it's usually not a great move and usually something that writers want to avoid. So I highly, highly hope that they don't do this. And I don't think they're going to do this, so this is a good sign. You don't even need all that though. The biggest reason and why Capcom is 99% not going to do this is because of the fact that Leon is simply too popular. If you've been to the subreddit or any form of social media with Resident Evil, it's non-stop Leon fanboys asking for him to come back. So to pull him back, to put him part of the marketing campaign, and then to kill him off, that's just flat out not going to sit well with him. I like Leon as a character, don't get it twisted. The endless spam is just for those who want a character, but that aside, right? For you to go and kill him off, that's not going to sit easy with a lot of people buying this game. I don't think the majority of people are going to be pissed off about it, but I think it's going to be a very vocal minority who are going to be very upset with this. So if they decided to kill him off for one reason or another, even if they execute it perfectly well, I think that a lot of people are going to be mad. And I think that's going to be a stain on Capcom, probably similar to a Resident Evil 6 scenario. Because as many of you might not know, Resident Evil 6 sold very well. It's just that it did a lot of damage to the PR surrounding the game, and that's why they decided to reboot it, a soft reboot it anyway, with Resident Evil 7. It wasn't because it was a flop. It was far from a flop, and RE5 also wasn't a flop. But these two games were doing damage to the PR of the name of Resident Evil. and Capcom finally seeing through their fucking shareholders decided to do something about it, and now we're here. So they would essentially be taking all those steps back by doing this as a severe PR damage move to kill him off for what exactly? It doesn't really make sense either to kill Leon in a game where he's going to be partially present. It's not even entirely going to be him. So you're going to kill him off, and then what? Go back to Grace? You think people are still going to be playing? It's going to be the Last of Us 2 scenario all over again, but probably even worse because The Last of Us 2 happened and people did not like that whatsoever. But they still kept on going, hoping it would get better, and it really didn't. It really didn't. So if they just decide to do it here, I do worry if it's just going to go downward from here on out. If it's going to be his death, and then it's just going to be nothing but filler, and then the game's over. And then you wonder, why should I even continue playing this game when it wasted all of my time? Now, to be clear, I think that they could kill him off in a way that's respectful to the character and the story. I just don't think that this game is the right time for it or the right call. Had this been a solo Leon game from the start with some cameo appearances from Ada and the usual appearances you would expect, I think that would be a far more graceful way to go about it. No pun intended. But to do it here would do too much damage to the main character, Grace herself. This is actually a bit of a defense video for her because I know damn well that if Leon dies here, she's going to take the blunt of the blame for it. No matter how they decide to execute it, people are just not going to be happy with the rest of the game, as it is a two-player game. It's going to be Grace and Leon. So if he dies, I would assume near the end of the game, of course. They can't do it at the beginning or middle if they're going to have equal playtime. So near the end of the game, you're going to kill him off. Really not a good move for your other playable character, and that's going to do so much damage that at that point it's like, why even bother? Why even bother with all this when you're going to essentially say, yeah, we're going to take our cameo character who we plastered on marketing, who we hid for months, we're going to take him and kill him off for the shock factor, but we still want you to play with this new character we introduced who seems to be quite interesting, and we're going to have her take the blunt of the force of what happens to Leon because we want to add you with that shock factor. We gotcha, we just surprised you with a character death. Please buy Resident Evil Requiem. No thank you. And hopefully this doesn't happen. I don't see it happening, but if it does happen, just know I tried to prevent it. I tried my best, guys, but I couldn't stop it. If you guys are from the future watching from playing Resident Evil Requiem, I tried to stop it, but it's too late. Or we're in a good timeline, this didn't happen, and it happened to have a good ending for both characters, so hopefully that happens as well. But of course this video is being made far before Requiem even releases in the first place, so I'm looking forward very much to that, and hopefully our fears and the fears of most of the community can go away once that game is out. That's most of what I have to say on the subject, as of course the game is coming out relatively soon, actually, about 20 days, more or less, so we're going to get these answers soon, and I'm looking forward to it. So I didn't want to make this a super long video because this is a relatively simple topic to talk about. I do see a lot of people thinking that the infection will kill him, but we've seen this already happen with RE4, and he turned out just fine. And in Death Island, if you consider that to be canon, he also survives being infected again. So to do it a third time and that kills him off? I don't know, that just doesn't seem something that would happen, in my opinion at least. It just seems a little on the nose, and it also seems just a really generic way to even kill him, so I don't see that happening. Of course, I could be wrong, and he actually could die, and this could all be entirely wrong, and Capcom just decides to shoot the ship. But this is just my speculation based on what we have and what's been given to us thus far. Of course, things are subject to change as the game releases. Now, before I actually do end this video, I do want to talk about one more thing, that being the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth video. I know I've mentioned this a handful of times, and I promise it is coming. So this weekend, I do want to do something a little bit special this coming weekend. So today is, as of the recording of this video, the 8th. Next weekend, I do want to upload the beginning of the full video. So I want to upload a snippet of the video for you guys to watch, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy what I have cooking up. I don't have the full thing ready, but I do want to show off a clip of the video because I'm very proud of it. It's going to be my longest project to date in terms of how much I have put into making that video as good as it can be. So I'm going to be uploading a snippet for you guys to check out. Let me know if you guys do enjoy that, and stay tuned for that once I have it ready for release. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, please let me know in the comments below. Again, I do apologize for the audio. It will be much better once I return back to my home setup and I'll be recording videos with my normal microphone. I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. I could always use a new addition to the Dark Ops army. And let me know in the comments below if you are looking forward to Requiem. And if you are, let me know if you pre-ordered Requiem, if you got any of the merchandise or the collector's edition, anything like that. Let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is Dark Ops. I'll see you guys next time.